I can understand that at first glance without actually digesting food. You don't get a chance to process what it is you're watching. And there's a lot of information coming out right now, right? And it's a lot of different opinions, and everything is like choose a side so you can further be divided or whatever. But I will say this: there was a Kevin Gates and Paul Pierce interview that they had, and I know Kevin is going through a lot of controversy with this new marriage and the fact that if that man accomplished his mission with his first wife and they're straight and settled and they agreed to part ways and it was something, like in that understanding. I mean, who is anybody to talk about the dynamics of others, relationships and everything when there ain't nobody but a fly on the wall, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm on the fence about if the new girl Brittany was, if you were gonna be a Muslim, you would already been a Muslim, right? I mean, we've all been introduced to Islam in certain dynamics. So I would assume, in your knowledge, in your search for self, you've gone through many a book, Bible, uh, the Quran, Enoch, tablets, tables, rules, laws, universe. I think that I think that we've all been on. I mean, if you're in a state of conscious in your community, or if you're like, I don't know, like if you on that, you know what I'm saying. I don't, we start labeling and try to, you know, sec separate. Well, anyway, still in the sense that with the girl Brittany, if she was gonna be Muslim and she was following Kevin like that, to respect Drika, put some respect on that woman's name, I'm sure, and adapt to that culture before she even met him like that, when they met like that, and it wasn't a fetish type deal. Yeah, I mean, I can understand taking somebody under your wing that's young and naive and don't know no better and all that, but I mean, it's to an extent that you don't. I mean, it's like, and it's a fine line because you respect the Most High, the Jehovah, Allah, all these, many names, Yah, that we associate in the different cultures. I can understand that everybody has their differences, but in a time when we're collectively trying to come together, those differences really are a hindrance. But if you look at, like, just being practical about what you're looking at, and then you see things, and then it's like, okay, but then when you listen to other people, opinion, or even just looking at your sense, using your senses about a situation you look at, it's like, if that was the case, because you don't want to disrespect the Most High, you know what I'm saying? If it's a union in, if it's a union in a marriage where they respect each other and they respect the whole as a whole, then yeah, you're for that. You just don't want it to be anything disrespectful, because with Islam, they have that thing when you go in, you can't come out kind of stuff. And it's like, did she know what she's getting into? Because it's not just an infatuation of a man. It's like you playing with God too. And I didn't appreciate how that was thrown in the mix. But anyway, yet I digress. The Paul Pierce and Kevin Gates interview, when he said, "I am an angel of fear," and then you took that, you chewed that up, and you saw the reaction. You saw that, oh, there's a secret dynamic between these two brothers that we don't know if they in the club, whatever they got going on. And you could just see it, but then it's like, think about it. Over the course of whatever, however, 500, whatever years I want to say that we've been in bondage for being sellouts to Christ, and I see a lot more. And I'm just like forming just my thoughts on it, of an opinion. But just as an as an observation, I've forged, and this is gonna be a cow cut. To see that, and I'm trying to word it as respectful, but we were feared because of our greatness, and that's if you ride the train of we were cursed because we disrespected Christ. And now, like I said, I'm swallowing my breath because there's more black witchcraft going on, and black Satanism in our community than we give. Everybody, talks around it, but it's like the phones, the black screens, and all, from the child slaves and child labor and diamond mines and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we built this, we know it, and they did it again in our face with the phones. That's what Sarah Connor talking about. Like, you did it again when we had unity. There was no racism in the 90s. Everybody was getting locked up. I mean, and I'm just an observer, you know what I'm saying? I'm a professional observer. My opinion is what God wants. What does law say, So, and I say that to say, I love Kevin, and it's like, and that's really where I was focusing on, is just, this whole Kevin thing right now, cuz he wants to, show out, I guess, you know what I'm saying? And I love Kevin as a person, or as an artist, as a person, because I don't personally know this individual other than his brand, you know what I'm saying? From what I see of him, there was a time period that I think all of us was going through something where we needed some gates in our life, and I'm very appreciative of that era, you know what I'm saying? It got me out of a really bad marriage situation, and it allowed me to reclaim my power, especially in respect to the love he had for Drika, that in the videos and in the songs held him down while he going through his transitions, and was able to preserve her brand and her space despite what he had going on, because he respected her in the midst of what they had going on together. That was respect, which is why I think we're all kind of opinionated about this new that he has going on, because in the same respect you gave Drika, okay, good, he been said that had its time. We as adults have come to this decision in conclusion of that era, and we both move on graciously, and everybody respects Drake in the car. Oh yeah. But you just see him, so you got something to say because you see him. But when it comes down to the, you know what I'm saying, it's not a secret conversation. It's He just said everybody sees us as something to be feared until we have power and we rise and we able to. This is breadwinner association. This man has transformed and still, is transforming lives through his input in songs today to empower people the way that we found that empowerment when we were going through whatever stages of life we were growing through, listening to him, and have gotten an affinity for him, respectfully, because we respect him and the family in that sense. So when you hear, but if we're all being honest about our opinions, and this is why, I make uplifting music. I talk about things on my platform that I've gone through that has shaped and forged my experiences to see things uh, as an adult with a lot of different perspectives, praise God. And I just have learned to see things with my eyes that can see, and hear things with my ears that can hear. And they've always feared us. They made it so that they honored us as Moors and then sold us out and burned our stuff to the ground and tried to keep us in by giving us little bits and pieces of what they want to call extravagance, when we are the creators of the extravagance that they try to emulate, right? And built up this whole new world on their extravagance off of the backs that what we gave as indigenous aboriginal Moors, to my understanding, you know. And in their conquest, changed the map and did all this extra, changed the time, changed the months, you know. Now it's like, oh, 13 zodiac sign, yeah, because there were 13 original months. We're trying to bring it back, and y'all resisting even in the conscious community or whatever, you know, whatever. But I say that, like I say, and I say with great, because we have to teach our children, and you know, we still have to be teachers of what's going on without dancing and lying and sugarcoating. We pass Santa Claus and the constructed, commercialized holidays. You know what I'm saying, that they push or whatever. And you know, I mean, as far as like, you know, I'm not even. I'm not. I mean, I'm just saying. There's a lot of black witchcraft, and it's not like you can outlaw somebody buying candles or nothing, but we are trying in so many ways to get back to who we are, which is why we have a sect of chosen people. And if you're chosen, then you understand what the deal is, because we're feared because of our power. And once we wake up to the fact that we were ruling this, and everybody gets back up and shakes it off and sees, well, this is a farce, because you sold us out and kept our blood, basically. You know what I'm saying? And to fear our rise is, you know, it's so it's dissected now. You know what I'm saying? They done played with our genes to make all this AI and phones and stuff. It ain't nothing but us on our back. The black screen ain't nothing but our components made. But even, I mean, I got 4 sons, you know what I'm saying? Even Breadwinner Association was a household name at one point, and they vary from my youngest is about to be 10, and my oldest is 21, you know what I'm saying? And I went to Kevin Gates concerts, and they knew that I was, if you're not gonna have a father figure in this house, you're gonna have somebody that I respect in here besides Malcolm and you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't want to go through my roster, because then, you know what I'm saying. But in that Tupac kind of guidelines, you know what I'm saying, respectfully, of and Gates, you know what I'm saying. And there's you know what I'm saying. I have my own taste. You can listen to my Divine Union music playlist and see what kind of music I'm on right now. I'm really on myself. Um, with my own sound and my own brand on that, but it's really from the inspiration that I have to say I got from a time where I didn't have any male role models in my son's life, and except for the music, and I had to be responsible for what music I did bring into the house, and then what taste and texture, so that my sons will have some dignity and respect to look at men on these videos that I be playing and say, okay, well, I see what kind of mom does appreciate, even if my father can't amount to that. Well, at least she putting, you know, good role models and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Despite, you know what I'm saying, who we might see, this is what she prefer, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was good with that, you know what I'm saying, for my sons, you know what I'm saying? It's somebody I can, you know, I mean, Kevin's brand is something that I can feel like, you know, I had Bags as my ringtone for the last, what, 7 years? I mean, I love it, but I mean, until I just changed it to one of my songs. I'm Jocelyn the Demon Slayer. You know what I'm saying? That's you know what I'm saying. My shout out come on when my phone right now. But you know what I'm saying. I'm saying that I have a foundation of where, you know what I'm saying, we look to men now in our culture that ain't gonna wind up in a courtroom about indecencies one day. And Kevin's been very open, a little too open for my kids to Jesus, about the things that he's honest about. But one thing I will say about that interview is that, um, yeah, I mean, shit, we're feared because of our knowledge and who we are. That's the to chink your time is up. That's why we here stating our claim. Because once we rise, that's it. It falls. So you build them up to say what. I mean, like I said, I can't speak on the Islam part. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he prefer, and if that's what he wants his woman to achieve and stuff like that, then she should have already. If she wanted to meet him, all it. Ain't nobody seen Drake could do that. But anyway, so in such case, I have to respect maybe that's what he's on now. That's the taste that he on. Someone that's willing, dedicated, disciplined on something that is foundational in their family that he could say, okay, well, in this new level of my life, okay, respect her as such. And then that's all she got to say while I continue to make my money. I mean, there you go for the new generation of Kevin Gates fans. You know what I'm saying? That's they don't see that. They see this with the new girl. So I mean, we can't explain that man behavior or what he wants or anything any better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? That's his craft. That's what he on and what he want to do. But when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, the leadership and the role that he has provided for us to be dedicated fans as we are, to respect that this isn't a lust thing. For a mature Kevin Gates fan that's been listening to him, and I was put on back in what 2016 17 when I was, and then I mean heavy on it when we finalized our divorce in like 2018 19 I think I went to that concert. 20, one of them, I think it was 19. um and you know, when I experienced Kevin like that and was able to you know, really take him in like that, and then see him, his respect for his woman while he, you know what I'm saying, did his videos and his shows and stuff like that, and them coming out together and everything, and her backstage. I mean, it was cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, he really respected the whole, that's how we fell in love with him. Well, I mean, that's me, you know what I'm saying? That's how I really fell in love with the fact that, you know what I'm saying, you can, and that's what I've been on, the music, you know what I'm saying, having a family brand with somebody I can make music with that, you know, really brought out you know, those sides of where we can be artists, but we can do our own thing and still be respected and come together as a unit, you know what I'm saying? That's what I tried to do in my marriage, but that's, you know what I'm saying, another story. Obviously that's my dream. You know what I'm saying? So I continue to make music, but yes, inspired by men, role models, you know, while I don't have one in my celibacy, that I feel like, you know, I'm really liking, you know, the rise of the good man, you know what I'm saying? Men of, you know what I'm saying, shade, creed, color, that actually sticks it to it. Absolutely. I respect that. I respect it every day. I serve customers, and I network and connect with people that really do, on an authentic side, that really don't wear a mask. You know what I'm saying? I connect and network with people that don't have to wear masks, that don't have to fake the funk, or, you know what I'm saying, trying to do some kind of seven, you know, we're not on the seven deadly sins, we're on the fruits of the spirit over here, you know what I'm saying? And in that, you know what I'm saying, intending to my garden, I'll try to, you know, ensure it's, you know, real raw substance, you know what I'm saying, real foundation. It has to be from my boys, you know what I'm saying, it has to be. So I just wanted to say I understood what them grown men meant. You know what I'm saying? For all of the people in the comments that didn't, y'all might have to mature a little bit to see what they were saying. If it, you know what I'm saying, but in that understanding that they were allowed to be able to record and be on live with, from what I saw at first, yeah, if you want to say, you know what I'm saying, I'm the angel of fear, you know what I'm saying, and look at it as dark. But then when it's like, when you look at it from, he has a good understanding of our background and history, you know what I'm wearing. It's like he's all over the planet, you know what I'm saying? As you can see in a lot of his videos and stuff like that, like, it's, man has a very good depth. And like I said, there's a lot more people in witchcraft nowadays, and there's a lot more people that know how to bend elements. There's a lot more people with uh abilities and capabilities that are not able to be boxed in. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like the real, the raw, and the authentic. Because when you're in your natural state, being your natural self, you exude a power that people are often intimidated by. And I'm learning that and have experienced that in my own life to be able to see power when I see power. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, that's strength right there. Yeah. Mm. All of that. But I mean, you gotta understand what you're looking at to be able to see. It's not like, they come back with the Christian side talk about, so God is not giving me the spirit of fear. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus and all that. But you are here to be empowered. That's like I was saying about the chosen. You know what I'm saying? You're here to be empowering. You're here to command and conquer. You're protected. You've been. You know what I'm saying? Confirmation. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that that Jesus died so that we wouldn't have to. If we are here to be strength, remember the Moors, man. Like, get back into your native history and see why these things are changing. It ain't like, and another thing, just so I can get this out the way. ChatGPT is not God. Is not no this, that, and the third. You're not gonna put ChatGPT in the moving robot and have the motherfucker. God, no, you're not gonna put the ChatGPT in one of these robots and talk about this, walking around talking about something. Yeah, let's have a conversation. And that's how you just kick off the Sarah Connor and trying to tell her son stop. You see what happened to John Connor, right? What was that? Like the third one? I don't know this. I mean, but and then to know that he grows and he's really Neo. Did y'all listen to the creator of the series? Like, if y'all really on it, right? Y'all really on it. Grandma Nana, right? No more pre-rolls. Y'all need to stop with this the Zod tip. Y'all need to start doing things more creatively so you can see your better function. That's why things are being triggering right now, because it's showing you what you got to work on. But it's not so that, I mean, everything. Consider the source. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I had to pack this video in with so much background a little bit, so you can kind of see what people are really trying to elevate to and ascend to these days, because it's not that small thinking. You got to think big. You got to think really big. You know what I'm saying? It's like Command of the Titans here. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of that small kind of thing and bust through with who you are, and then you could, when you see people respect you and fear you, because I got the speak the game. You know what I'm saying? I understand what this is around me, and I understand my power to be who I am with the God given rights and things that I have. You see that you're a real force inside this containment unit. I've seen it, like, and the Most High have an influence in your life to woo, ooh wee. I'll be like, wow, Lord. This is phenomenal. Because once you let go of the chains of societal pressures, norms, and stereotypes and stuff, and stop trying to fit in somewhere, it's so great on the other side of the box. And I'm still navigating my way through. You know what I'm saying? It's the experience. That's why life is life. And however God graduates you, just do it with your whole heart, so you can. I mean, if it's a game, don't you want to get all the coins in the game? Don't you want to get all of the stars and the mushrooms that you can get to make yourself as big and advanced and all the levels? Don't you want to get all the knowledge that you can? Well, you can't limit yourself with what some. No, this whole video is good stuff, and I'm glad I'm able to say it, even for me, because I've been seeing a lot lately. Starships and motherships and spaceships and those, I don't know. It's a lot going on, but I mean, even to stay grounded, it's just, you have to remember what's going on and why you're here, and it's not, Jesus is with us in all things. With, you know what I'm saying? But you have the power. You have him in you. Did his assignment. You have an assignment. You got things to do too. And he said there are gonna be people that come in greater and bigger, than what I could do. You know what I'm saying? That's still gonna be claiming the Most High. So However you get it in. But don't be so quick to think that our people, I mean, because that's why I say, and again, I'll say it again. This is why I say that it's too much witchcraft in our community. In the black community, there's way too much. There are a lot of people that abuse the light and the craft. You know, there are light people, people of good intention, or people that do it to live their life, and it's not even about their intention. It's just what you perceive of it. You know what I'm saying? You taking from it what you taking for it, but this person got a whole nother thing going on, and you just looking at the little things that they sparkle and leave behind. So let's just focus on ourselves and what we can do to be better, and let people grow and flourish. But recognize BS for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yes, because there are real snakes and pigs and dogs and bullshitters out here that will deceive and manipulate and mind fuck, you know what I'm saying, people that are just susceptible and naive to that shit. You try to give them some good solid grounding, but they really gotta observe and perceive, but they have to be told, like, what are you looking at? They don't even know what they seeing. Like them mountaintops, right? You stand back a lot farther. That's not a mountain. Anyway, it's just a lot that you, but it's all in a matter of perception. You know what I'm saying? Use a different camera, different lens. You see the sun and the moon in a different perspective, right? Then you get mad because they're gonna do this and they're gonna do. Do you know why they're doing it? Has anybody ever just said why are they doing that? Because the people that are saying the truth is gonna be the ones that shine the light on the fact that this shit is over. I mean, Bobby Hammond, God bless his soul. You know, Brother Pat, God rest his soul. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the people that do contribute to the knowledge and just saying who we are and what we're here to be. Because even in the stuff like I'm celebrating sometimes as an adult, and I was a kid looking at this, like I mean, it's not like I could do it better. I'm just gonna be my own type of adult. You know what I'm saying? I like to stand in my own lane apart, but I can blend, but I got my own groove and my own move to it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really like looking at life like there's more to it. There's magic here. This like the veil is like that thin where you know a whale gonna be in the sky talking about it swimming or some shit. You know. I don't know, man. You know, you gotta lighten up, but yeah, be very aware, be very alert. Don't ever get. I mean, you could rest, sure, but don't ever drop your shield. You know what I'm saying? And that's just life, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be responsible out here and be responsible for what you're even taking in for your output, because you're not gonna sit here and really base your life off of everything you see from other people. And we've been cheated from having them tribal years where they go out there and get your tribal name and come back because you done forged a name for yourself. You know what I'm saying? But even in the modern day, it's like people are so opinionated because they really haven't been taught on what they're looking at. You know what I mean? If they've been taught one way to look at things and somebody introduces another way, they're gonna reject it. It's gonna trigger them and what they yet to learn, and they might not understand why they're being triggered. But I wanted to say that because there's a lot of things that people have to be aware of in this world that we're living in, and it's still adapting, obviously. Um, but a lot of it is really rooted in the fact that the natives are getting their stuff back. We are getting our stuff back, and that's the inheritance that we've all been waiting for, is for us to wake up and say, "Oh, it's in me." So I mean, you know, I love that. I have a lot of I mean a lot of great uh influencers and leaders and elders and um you know, people that are really really deep and inspiring in a time like this. And you know, it's just to find your path and who you are, and if you can just center around, you don't have to do anything other than be great, and find other great people to just learn from and experience things with. I mean, even I do YouTube all the time. I pay for everything for my kids, but I am really on YouTube like that. You know what I'm saying? And I not only do I make my music, Divine Union Music Radio, but You know what I'm saying? I take so much from just the inspiration of these creators right now that are really in, even if they can't, even like the guys that'll sit there and show you the videos that people send them of, this is what's going on, this was happening, this is what I've got, these videos, and oh my god, can you believe that? Just a, like, reaction video, or not even reaction videos, but your reaction videos, you know what I'm saying? Like, they play them so that you can see, like, these are all the things going on in the world, and you process what you think about all this, because it's not even so much distractions, it's just like everything is in a way that we can re-cement how we want to go into the future. Like, what do the uh 2000s look like, you know what I'm saying? Quarter of a way to 2100. I've even got music coming out in 2100, you know what I'm saying? It's like, Jocelyn Grace. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I'm so excited. Like, it's so much that you could do with it, but please don't think ChatGPT is some form of God, other than the way that the phones are, because you're in it. And if you just get back inside of yourself, then it is not so much like it's like an outside of you thing. All that knowledge and stuff is in you, and that's another, that, like my brother said, the information, why you asking Chat GPT about spirituality. Now, I can understand that you want to get a clearer root of history because you've been lied to for so long. Yes, it's a wonderful tool to uncover a lot of things, and you got to really ask some of the things yourself, instead of looking at what other people are recording, because some of that shit is really altered and doctored and stuff. But once you ask, like, some really good questions for yourself, and you really start opening that portal, right, to be able to understand that knowledge that you are asking, because now you have somebody that's not gonna lie to you. They're gonna give you what all of it says, based off of what all of we say, which is why you play responsibly and you don't use it, you don't abuse it. But that's what Sarah Connor was saying, right? That's what Neo was finding out, right? The abuse of it has created a subworld, and even in our world there are subworlds, and even in those worlds it's in what your mind perceives to create. But if you're a part of a hive mind that's only creating destruction and craziness, then you have to change. So yeah, but that was just some stuff, like I said, that I had on my mind today, because I was like, people are really gonna take certain things and go really left before they check themselves and be like, well, damn, I already said that. How do I retract what I say? Well, that's the power of your voice. That's why you don't speak on everything. That's why you just observe. And I love being a professional observer, you know what I'm saying? Because once I make up my mind and reason with what I've seen, I'm gonna have to live with that. And if I need to say, hey, I made a mistake and I said some things under the guise of whatever I was under and the perception of, or mindset I was in at the time, then, you know what I'm saying? Let me reframe my thinking. Let me go ahead and just as loudly or boldly or even silently just go ahead and say something else. You know what I'm saying? That I can change my mind and be okay with it. Be flexible to change. Stop trying to cement something on somebody. All with this years you're gonna be like this, and they're, people change. You know what I'm saying? Now, being held accountable is something else, but as an adult, we don't have adult classes, do we? We spend all these young years in this indoctrination, and we don't have any adult life skill classes to teach us how to be better adults and actually grow. Like, the best advice I really heard was that guy that said, you know what I'm saying, if you want to really live for a long time, stop eating. I'm just playing. He was like, fast, intermittent fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop eating so much. Stop consuming so much. Harness your power, if you will. Concentrate it. Make it intentional. But, you know what I'm saying? You want to live like Methuselah? He said, eat every other day or eat once every 3 days. Eat good that day. But it's weird because as an adult, and when I'm in my in the natural course of life, you really don't have no real, like, I don't get up and eat breakfast like that. And I can only imagine what eating eggs every day for decades would do to your like cholesterol. Like, of course, anything in excess, but then you have to look at time and be like, well, how often am I doing? Is this my life to wake up and be no? It is very possible for you to be able to not have to do any of what other people say, and just do it based off of how you feel in coordination with nature and the Most High, to be able to live your life of function and decency and contribute to humanity in a positive way. It's simple, but people make it very big because people like power and control, and they use magic to manipulate people. Is what it is. And then they have societies built on control and manipulation. So even to just step outside of that is an insult to the matrix, because how dare you? But with proper education, we're all able to change our minds about things. You know what I'm saying? That's why you might not like certain things, but once you see, like, the current administration, once you see the results of some things, and then you see it, then it's like, well, you had to give it some time. Bless the truth, you had to give it some time, and that's not God. That's just a way to structure our land so that it's equal for all the people that need justice. And we do here. All over the place, we do. There's a lot of stuff going on that we feel that we are powerless, but once we take the power in our hands to know who we are and what kind of voice we have to speak on these things, let it crumble. You it's like my divorce. You only come out better after the disaster. You come out more refined, golden, beautiful, radiant than ever before, because you were able to make up your mind about who you are and what you came to do here. You weren't going to let somebody else define what you're doing. It's the same thing with my breast cancer. Same thing. I'm not going to let cancer dictate who I'm going to be or how I'm going to live my life. And if it's such, I had stage 4 breast cancer. I said, if it's so aggressive that I have to do something now, I'm going to do something now. But I was doing it in conjunction, holistically. So I was like, well, I'm going to have to do this. I got all these kids, and I'm the only one that feeds them. So I don't know what that's about. I guess that's a conversation. But I don't know. I'm the only one that supports my family, so cancer wasn't an option for me. I wasn't gonna just go in and have that victim mentality that this happened. No, I know why it happened. I see what I'm breathing every day. I know what I'm drinking every day. Tap is not good for you. You might not be eating microwave food. You might be cooking all your meals, but you're saturating your starches in tap water. And if you could change that and boil your water or something, have something more efficient. I haven't gotten there yet. To have another more efficient system or purification. I mean, I got the Britas and stuff like that, but I'm talking about long term. Like, it should be something that's within the piping of the home itself to filtrate the water as well. Why buy the Brita when the Brita should already be in the faucet? You see what I'm saying? Anyway, this is about Kevin Gates. But I felt like I wanted to say something today. My birthday's coming up. I feel really good. I feel really good because I did claim my power back, and slowly but surely, while I'm on my self health diet, my self care lifestyle, my self love initiative. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really appreciative of the time that I'm spending to see things in a different light, and ask GPT. Sure, you ask Google, you ask Siri, you ask Bixby, all these things. All of it's been AI. Ever since you put the thing in your phone, you've been doing it. Like Sarah said, you know what I'm saying, back in the 80s. And that's my grandson. Well, but it's our responsibility of what we do with it. And if we don't get into the silly stuff, and we do connect, and we are, more conscious about how things affect us and what responsibilities we have to build things from the ground up. If we want to see results for us, we can't rely on the government to do that for us. We have to be the ones to do that for ourselves. Where does the energy come from to be able to give the torch to the next generation with the faith that they're gonna know what they're doing, right? So I just wanted to drop some gems today. This was healthy. I love you, Kevin. And I did go to a Boston Celtics game. They were my favorite in that Paul Pierce era. I sure did. I did quite a few games. But what was that, Bibby? Bibby. I can't remember. I don't know, it's so long ago. But anyway, I love y'all. Yeah, something like that. I believe so. Yeah. Y'all some grace. Find me on YouTube. Like my music. Love you. Bye.